Hi there. Sorry I'm late. I was doing something. Oh, Alexa, what's the notification? Alexa, what's the notification?
One new notification from Amazon Shopping. 4 packages will arrive today.
Thank you. You're a bit late, but that's already been. I obviously didn't see the notification in time. They've been and they've gone, and he put them in my bin, even though I was in. Oh, where's my bits gone? Yeah, I was too busy doing other things, and then I looked at the time and I thought, oh my goodness, it's time. I'm late. Oh, thank you, Esther. The weather's freezing, but it's not raining. So we've got to look on the bright side, haven't we? We did see sun, but unfortunately there is no warmth in the sun. So I'm looking forward to that. Getting a bit of warmth. Why have I got my head cut off? I'm a lower down, a higher up. And what is wrong with me today? No, that's too high. That's a bit better. I'm in the right mood. I'm in the right place. Oh, I'm never in the right mood. Oh. Right. Hello, Linda. My fridge is... I used some leave-in conditioner yesterday, and since then my hair's been a lot thicker, but it's been very weird. It's been sticking out at odd angles, and I need painkillers because for some reason or other, when I walked in here, my hip has decided to go. It's been lulling me into a false sense of security for about a week because I've not been doing anything and I've not been doing any walking. And it's been lulling me into a false sense of security. And I walked in here today and it went, oops. Right, who have we got now? Hello, Linda. Hello, Julie. Oh, you're in Inverness. There you are. She's in your neck of the woods, Linda. Linda's in Scotland, but she's not in Inverness. Well, thank you anyway. I'm glad you cozied up. I've just put my heating off. I may have to go and put it on again afterwards, but one can't afford to have it on all day, unfortunately. One can't. Well, this one can't anyway. So I hope you've all had a wonderful New Year. Mine was very, very quiet. Yeah, very quiet. But I had 2 friends keeping me company over Messenger, so that was lovely. So we had, I didn't feel as I was in on my own, if you know what I mean. I know they were at a distance, but it still counts, doesn't it? Still counts as chatting with friends, yeah. It's been many, many moons since I went out on a New Year's Eve. Too old for that kind of shenanigans now, you know what I mean? The days where I used to go bopping the night away, dressed in fancy dress, long gone. Oh dear. Anyway, cheers. I've got my coffee. I'm still in my Christmas mug, but it's Christmas-ish still, isn't it? And it's a nice size because it's not too big. So I've kind of drunk it before it goes cold. When I get the bigger mugs, I don't drink them in time and I let them get cold. Hi, Connie. Cheers, everybody. Cheers. Arthritic knuckle. It's not a very wide wedding band, I can assure you. It's an arthritic knuckle. Although my wedding band actually was about half of that size. It was huge. It went right up to my knuckle. I think he must have wanted me to be married, if you know what I mean, and everybody to see it. It was a lovely wedding ring. I sold it ages ago, though. Hi, Martin. I sold it ages ago when I was a bit cash strapped. Still, it was no good hanging on to a wedding ring when you've not been married for 30 years, was it? It wasn't exactly what you call sentimental value. It was more value to me from money-wise. She's quite a bit further north, yeah, but she's in Scotland. She's nearer to you than I am, let's just say. Oh. Ooh. Hi, Lizzie. Yeah, I've got it's my Christmas mug, but I was a bit late. I was doing other things, and then I suddenly looked at the clock and thought, ooh, oops, a daisy. Quickly go and put your lippy on and comb your hair. So I'm here rather belatedly, but I'm here. So I bet you didn't miss me, did you? 1 degree. It's 1 degree here as well, Lizzie. Yeah, we've got the same temperature today. Same temperature, 1 degree. It's blooming cold, I tell you. Blooming cold. I've got my leggings on under my trousers. My thermal leggings as well. And I was still cold. But actually, my lounge is a lot warmer than in here. But I can't do my lives from my lounge because I just can't. The computer's in here. So there's no room in my lounge. Anyway, my lounge is smaller than the kitchen, would you believe? So there's no room for my computer to go in the lounge in this house. Yeah. Hi, Enid. Oh, dear. The gang's all here. Come on, thumbs up, people. 27 people, 9 thumbs up. Come on, come on, come on. It's -1 in Gateshead. Oh, blimey. Well, you're worse than us then. I'm 1 degree here. Oh, dear. Look at me deflated cheeks. I think I need puffing up like a halogen balloon, don't I? No, I'm not having any filler. No. Not having any fillers. God, 66 degrees. What would we do for 66 degrees? Hey, Nathan. What would we do? That would be practically tropical over here. Yeah. Oh, if I lean forward, they don't look as bad, do they? If I lean back, you can see all the planes and the troughs. I'm not vain, really, by the way. I'm just passing a comment. Yeah, I'll go. Perhaps I could do like Marlon Brando did, you know, when he stuffed his cheeks with cotton wool or whatever it was, when he played the Godfather. Yeah. Feed chocolate. Ooh, I've got a. Ooh, watch this, Martin. Watch this. Da, da, da. My little corner shop, that's not a corner, had it for sale. I don't know how much they are normally, but it was £7. And I thought, oh, I'm having one of them. I'm having one of them. So, I've not done bad. I've eaten 3, I think, since yesterday. So, you're going to have a fire if you don't get some. You're making a bag. I'm still making my cardigan. Do you know, I've got no oomph anymore. I really haven't. I can't get down to it. You know, usually I crochet. It's the same stitch as this, isn't it? I like this stitch. Yeah, Thornton's chocolate. It's gorgeous. And I haven't even eaten my Hotel Chocolat yet. I haven't eaten them yet. I was going to save them for New Year. And then on New Year's Eve, I was talking to people, would you believe? Not real people. Well, they are real people, but they're on the other end of Messenger. So I was too busy chatting. I did go and get a drink to see the new year in. I did. I had a small gin and fresh orange. So you can't exactly say I got a bit tipsy. I didn't know. It was only a small glass. But I thought I can't see the new year in without anything alcoholic. You know, it's tradition, isn't it? So I just poured myself, I had a little glass like that. Just poured myself some fresh orange and put a drop of gin in it. So I saw the new year in with a bit of alcohol. Now, I've still only got 13 thumbs up and there's 27 people in the room. So that means that 14 people are not giving me a thumbs up. They might be giving me fingers up, but they're not giving me thumbs up, yeah? Ooh. Why is it you always get yarn bath? I started this ball. Oh, hiya, Sean. Sean, you should have been here last week. Your husband was on here. He showed his face on here and you missed him. Yeah. Hi, Denise. Yeah, your Facebook or YouTube husband, whatever. Wasn't her real husband, I should explain. We always used to say that Ephraim was her YouTube husband. He actually deigned us with his presence last week and you missed him, Sean. Your yarn hubby, that's the one, yeah. We were trying to persuade him to make videos, but he wasn't buying it, sadly. He said he had nothing to show us. I said, well, I don't really ever have anything to show, but I still come on and waffle. He could come on and waffle and show us his fingernails, couldn't he? You know what I mean? We should explain to those of you who don't know Ephraim, he has the longest fingernails ever. And I don't know how he keeps them because he's a hairdresser. Maybe he does deep massages on people's heads with his long fingernails. Oh dear. I was jealous because at the time I didn't have any fingernails. So, and even now I've only got about 2 left. They're snapping off like fun. I've actually put a bit of nail polish on, hoping that, they'll strengthen them a bit, yeah. Yeah, he says he's not been doing a lot, Sean. He's not been doing much, yeah. Which is not like our Ephraim. He drags out these intricate knitting things and he says, oh, it's dead easy. I've done it without a pattern. Now, I know I crochet basic without a pattern. Not Ephraim. He does the most fantastic lacy patterns knitting, no pattern. So we're all like, what have you? It's a cardigan in the same wool as this, obviously different colour. Same stitch as this because I'm very predictable. And it's going to be a cardigan when it's done. But I decided that this back is too small, but that's fine. I'm not going to unravel it. I'm just going to do bigger fronts, yeah. Well, my green buttons came today, so I sewed my green buttons on the wicked cardigan, the hexagon, yeah. Your hips, no, we won't go there. My hips have just went today. I've not done anything all over Christmas and New Year, so it's lulled me into a false sense of security that my, medication was actually working on the hip pain. But I walked in the kitchen today and it went, and I thought, no, you are not right. And my poor niece just messaged me. She went to Bath for the weekend with her, not in a bath, she went to Bath for the weekend with her husband and slipped and she's broken her ankle. Well, they call it fracture now these days, don't they? But it's a broken ankle. So that's her. She's supposed to be going back to school because she knows she's a head teacher. Oh, yeah, they're all... You're getting notifications. Well, you're lucky. I never get any notifications, not even about my own life, yeah. Oh, gosh. Hi, Helen. Sorry, I didn't see you sneaking. I was about busy talking to Sean. Yeah. So there's always online ordering for food because she'll be probably in a boot or whatever for maybe 6 weeks or so. I don't know. Touching wood. I've not broken anything. So, well, only fingers, but on my shoulder. But I've not broken anything I've had to be in a cast for, so I don't know how long it takes. My shoulder isn't right now. What, about 20 years after I broke it, but that's by the by, innit? Taking my tablet. One of them. Down the hatch. How long did it take to mend, Martin? Because she's supposed to be going back to work. You know, she's a head teacher, so she can't really work from home, can she? You can't teach your kids at a distance. I mean, her husband might be able to run her in because he works from home, but, or I don't know what she's going to do. I suppose she'll cross that bridge when she gets to it. Apparently, the doctor said she could walk on it as much as she could if she could stand the pain. But at the moment, she only did it yesterday. At the moment, she's not standing the pain at the moment, which is understandable. Yeah. Hi, Sandra. Happy New Year to everybody that I've missed. Oh. So it's been a great start, isn't it? Linda's daughter, somebody running the back of her car. So we're all having a good start to the new year. Oh dear. Well, my niece is, what, she's 52, 53, something like that. I know she's a couple of years younger than my son, so that'll make her maybe 54, I don't know. We'll say 53, we'll give her the benefit of the doubt. So she's already got arthritis, unfortunately. It's a family trait. All of our family's got arthritis. It comes from both sides of the family. It comes from my mum's side and my dad's side, so we're doomed. We're doomed. We're all doomed, Captain Mannering. We're all doomed. Yeah, when I started this, I must have thought I was a lot thinner than I actually am. It's very stretchy, though. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know whether... I haven't got as far as asking her whether she's in a moon boot. I asked her, was she in a cast, and I think she said no. So she's probably in a boot, yeah. Apparently, it's not a bad fracture. I didn't know there were good fractures and bad fractures, but it's not a bad fracture, apparently. Whatever that might mean. I suppose it depends on how big the break is, doesn't it? Why is it called a fracture now? Why is it not called a break like it used to be? Man, I suppose a break means like that, and a fracture means a crack, doesn't it? Yeah. Oh, she's got to love that because she walks a lot, you know, for pleasure. I mean, I don't mean she sets off walking to Manchester. She likes walking. She lives near a canal, and they like walking up and down the canal bank, yeah. And you've got metal in your ankle. I've got metal in my back, and I've got metal in my knee, and I might have metal in both hips very soon. We shall be like the metal warriors, won't we? Yeah. We are titanium, as Sia would say. Apparently it is titanium. We don't set off the bleepers in the airport, not that I'll be going anywhere. But I did see some good news today. You know, I've always loved Skiathos. It's one of the Greek islands. And somebody had said that they needed a mobility scooter to get around, and would they be all right in Skiathos? And this guy answered and said he's got a mobility shop. They didn't have one last time I went to Skiathos, and they hire out scooters. So there is a chance that if I ever win the lottery and I ever get enough money to get back to Skiathos, because it's my go-to place. You've all got a place, haven't you, that you loved so much you would love to go back to, yeah? With me, it's Skiathos. I just love it. If you don't know Skiathos, if you think of Mamma Mia, yeah, that's where it was filmed. Well, the first one was. The second one, a friend of mine, her son's girlfriend wanted to go to where Mamma Mia was filmed, so she went to Malta, and I'm like, no, it was Skiathos it was filmed, yeah. Oh, if ever. Every time I get any money, something happens and I have to buy something. So I think it's highly doubtful I'll get to Skiathos in the near future, yeah. Hi, Magali. I mean, now I need, what do you call it? A jet wash. Not for me personally, although I might stand in the garden and save having a shower, wouldn't it? But I'm growing moss on my paving stones in the backyard, and I'm frightened of slipping, when it's been wet or something. I don't want to break any bones at my time of life. So apparently I was talking to the next door neighbour, and he said that the guy who lived here before me used to pay for somebody to come and jet wash it. And I'm like weighing up the pros and the cons of that. And I'm thinking, well, if you've got yourself a jet washer, when you buy a jet washer, you got it then, haven't you? You can clean your scooter with it. You can clean the windows with it. So, rather than pay somebody every so often to come and jet wash, I have to think about these things. I was watching Mean Queen Super Scrimper today, and like she watches every penny, and she, gets whatever she can. And somebody had said to her, asked her like, what were her bills and that, and I'm thinking that's a bit nosy. It's nosy, isn't it? Asking people, what how much do you pay for your bills? How much do you pay for this? I mean, you can't say that, can you? Because it depends on the size of your house. It depends on how often you put your heating on. It depends how much money you've got. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's all dependent. I think it was just somebody being, she should have just told them not to be so damn nosy. It's like when I moved in here and people are going, are you going to give us a tour? I said, no, I'm not going to give everybody a tour. No, this is my home, I'll show you the bits of the garden. You see bits of the kitchen, don't you? But no, I'm not giving you a tour. It's not as I would like it. It's not how I would want it to be decorated. And at the moment, I just don't have the means to decorate it myself, and I don't have the means to get a decorator in. But it's not only that. If I did have the money for a decorator, I've got to move all the furniture. And it's such a small place. Where would I move my furniture to? I'd have to put it on the drive. And then somebody passing by might think I'd put my sofa out for, as a giveaway. Oh, dear. So it's not going to get decorated in the near future. I'll have to make do with if I can get somebody to hammer in things to put pictures up on the wall. I think I've told you before, my walls are made of concrete, I'm sure. Normal picture hanging things just bend, they won't go in. Yeah. Why would they ask that? I think it's because they're nosy. I mean, it's like when I moved here, people are like, why have you moved? Can you do us a video? Can you do this? Why? Where is this? Where's that? Where's your family? And I'm like, don't be nosy. I've moved. Just accept the fact I've moved. We're not going into the ins and the outs and the whys and the wherefores. To me, that is not something that anybody needs to know. That's somebody just being nosy, I mean, I wouldn't dream of asking any of you, can I have a picture of your lounge? Can you show me what your bedroom looks like? Yeah, the ragamuffin might take my sofa. Well, it's not that bad. I mean, hardly anybody ever sits on it, so it's kind of like brand new since the dogs don't. The dogs were the only ones who sit on it, yeah. It's a bit cozy, it's small, and it's cluttered, and that's the way I like it, I don't have a Homes and Beautiful or an IKEA special, you know what I mean? Yeah, people should. I mean, I don't go and say, can I look at your lounge? Or where do you work? Or what's your wage? And some people are terribly, terribly nosy. They want to know everything. I had a friend like that. And my neighbour across the road had been there 15 years. I was there 56. And she's going, where does he work? And I said, I don't know. And she goes, well, you must know he's been here 15 years. I said, no, I don't know. I don't go up to him and say, oh, by the way, where do you work? I said, if people volunteer the information, then that's fine. But I wouldn't dream of going up to somebody, a neighbour even, and saying, where do you work? Yeah. People want to know too much about what goes on in other people's lives, and I think they should. Oh yeah, command strips are all right if you're not sticking them on wallpaper. Probably come off if I'm sticking it on wallpaper, Linda. I've got that textured wallpaper, so they probably wouldn't stay stuck on. Yeah. I mean, I always think that people who want to know what's going on in other people's lives must lead extremely boring lives themselves. So they have to live their life through other people, you know. I've never been one to keep up with the Joneses, you know what I mean? I don't go in people's houses and get jealous. You know, if I see pictures online, I might think, oh, that's lovely. Or, yeah, that sofa's gorgeous. Or I wouldn't mind if I had that kind of decor. But I'm not, how can I put it, jealous kind of thing. I don't want it just because somebody else has got it. I don't have to have it, you know. It's just a question of, you know, I mean, I'm from the old generation where if you can't afford it, you don't get it. Yeah, that's the end of the story. I mean, like my jet wash, all right, I could do it on 3 payments out of Amazon and that, but no. I'll get my jet wash when I get the money together for my jet wash, yeah. Oh, God, yeah, when they say, how much did you pay for it? You feel like saying, beak you out of it, yeah. They only ask you that so that they can say, oh, well, it'd be so much less if you went so-and-so. They want to be one up on you, don't they? You know, they want to say, how much did you pay for that coat? So you say, oh, £50 or whatever. And they'll go, oh, you were done there. I could have got it you for 35. You feel like saying, well, here's 35, go and get me another one. That shuts them up, I tell you. That's what they want to do. It's kind of like a bragging or something, that they always want to tell you that, to make you feel inferior. That's what it is. That, you know, obviously you're too dumb to get a bargain. You know, I got one for £35. You just paid £50. No, it don't work with me. I'll say, oh, good for you, you know. If I want it and I think it's worth what I pay for it, then I'll pay for it, yeah. I don't go from shop to shop to shop to save tuppence. Yeah, people who talk about money, yeah. I don't talk about money because I've got none. How can you talk about a void? I pay me bills, and that's all that bothers me. You know, there's a lot of people a lot worse off than me. So, no, I'm not rich. No, I never will be rich unless I win the lottery, which we all know that will never happen. But as my dad says, you've got to be in it to win it. Yeah, I'm in it, you know. Never win it, but I'm in it. Oh, people who brag. So I hate it at Christmas. Even YouTubers that I watch. Come on. Oh, have you seen what my husband's bought me? Oh, have you that? Oh, diamond ring, diamond necklace. Oh, £200, what do you call it, bag? Project bag. Right, okay, I'm not interested. I'm sorry, but I'm not. You know, yeah, what's money? It's whatever it is, Martin. We don't have any. Would we be happier? I'd be happy with a little bit more. Then I wouldn't have to scrimp so much. But I've never been one that wants to be, you know, like Lamarckle. You know, she wants to be a billionaire. You know, grow old. Get over it, love. You haven't got the talent to be a billionaire. It's just, yeah, it is belittling. They want to belittle you, don't they? And I think that's a form of bullying, actually. You know, when they say, you know, oh, he's bought me this ring, he's bought me this necklace, he's bought me this project bag. Oh, and I've got loads and loads of balls of yarn and, oh, look at all this I've got. And I feel like saying, we don't care. Shove it away somewhere. Put it in a cupboard. You know. I just show you a packet of... I was so thrilled when I got chocolates for my birthday, like, you know. It's how you view things. I'm always happy for anything. If somebody sends me a card, I'm happy. You know, I don't think, who is that all they spent on me? No. It's the thought that counts. It's the fact that people recognise you've had a birthday. I was absolutely thrilled with all my happy birthday messages and all my cards and things like that. I was so thrilled, you know, I wasn't, you know, expecting anything. And I was so glad when people bought me bits and bobs and things like that. You know, I was thrilled, yeah. Yeah, you've got to be. I think you're a very miserable person if you're constantly wanting more out of your life. I mean, I think I said before on one of my videos that I'd seen somewhere that somebody said, if you get up in the morning thinking it's going to be a good day, it will be, yeah. But if you get up in the morning with that kind of negative attitude, you'll be negative all day. You know, it's just how you... If you're grateful for what small things you've got, then I think you're far happier. Well, I am anyway. I'll never be rich and I don't really care, to be honest with you. I would like a bit more so I can put the heating on more. But that's just because I'm old and riddled with arthritis and feel the cold, you know. But hey ho, it could be worse. I could be out on the street, you know, living in a tent or something. At least I've got a roof over my head, haven't I? And I've got plenty of blankets and shawls. I should get my shawls back sometime soon. So then they can go eventually to an old folksy home, senior citizens home, yeah. And I've got a load more bits and bats. I've got 2 big bin bags full in the spare bedroom that I need to crochet up. Once these shawls have gone, I need to start again, yeah. Because I was donated the wool, not to use for me. I was donated the wool to, you know, make things for charity. That's what I was donated it for. So I'm not the kind of person who would use donated wool for my benefit, you know, to make things and sell them or something like that, because that's not me at all. If I paid for the wool myself, I'll try and sell them. But when somebody donates the wool to me, no, I won't, yeah. I mean, people who sent me things say, oh, we don't mind what you use them for. You know, we don't mind if you... But I just can't. It's not my upbringing. My upbringing is if somebody gives you something to use for charity, then that's what you do with it, yeah. Is that big enough for the armhole? I don't think so. It's supposed to be about 9 inches, I think, for an armhole. No, keep your mind out the gutter. I'm talking about armholes here. Nothing else, people. So I think that average is about 9 inches, yeah. Get my little tape measure out. Well, my big tape measure out. Well, what do you know? Aren't I clever? It's 9 inches. Da, da, da. Well, actually, it's not quite. I'll do another row. It's about 1/4 of an inch short of 9 inches. So I'll do another row. Do another row, she said. My dad never measured anything. He used to call it racket thee. I don't know quite what he meant. Thee is your eye. Racket thee. In other words, he was eyeballing it. And he never measured anything, and it was always right, yeah. I've got my coffee. Anybody else want a coffee? Sean's offering. You could have a chocolate. I know Martin would like a chocolate. I try not to eat too much chocolates because, as you know, without harping on the theme, I've got to see my diabetic nurse not long in the new year to get my hands smacked, because I have been really bad all over Christmas. I've ate everything I'm not supposed to. But what, hey ho, it's Christmas, isn't it? I do try my best to be healthy, try my best. Fresh veg, fresh fruit. Oh, I got some. I don't know whether they were satsumas or tangerines from Morrison's the other week when my niece took me. Oh, they were gorgeous. Sometimes you get them and they're a bit sour. Oh, if I'd have known these were this good, I'd have bought 2 or 3 bags. Tell me about it. Oh, they were good. Sometimes I've bought them and I must buy the wrong ones, when you bite into them and they're tarty. Oh, but these, no. I could snaffle the whole bag, but again, I've got to be careful with fruit because fruit's got hidden sugars. I love fruit. I do. My apples have got a bit wrinkly, so I think I need to peel them and make some, maybe an apple crumble or something. They're nice apples, but I don't like them when the skin goes wrinkly. It usually means they've gone a bit soft inside. So I need to peel them tomorrow. You're diabetic as well, aren't you? I know, but I've got a weakness for chocolate. You'll never get the chocolate out of the diabetic with this girl. No. I do try my best to limit them. I've only had 3 of those Thorntons and I got them yesterday, so I've not done too bad. You get some people who open the box and scoff the whole lot in a day, don't they? I'm not that bad. I will. And I've also got a box of, where's it gone? Thought I had a box of milk tray. I don't know what I've done with it. Must be in the lounge, but I haven't eaten that. Well, luckily with the medication that I'm on, my levels are normal, but they're only artificially normal, if you know what I mean. I still can't go bonkers, and stuff my face full of all sorts. I find the worst thing for me is processed food. It's got so much rubbish in it that, it plays havoc with your blood sugars. So I try to eat fresh fruit, fresh veg, fresh meat. I try not to have any. If you see something flickering behind me, it's a candle, by the way. I made cauliflower cheese. Yes, I know I shouldn't have had the cheese, but never mind. So it smells a bit cauliflowery in here, so I've lit me candle, yeah. Oh, the milk tray advert, yeah. It's a bit scary when you think now. You'd think it was an intruder, wouldn't you, coming through your window, leaving your box of milk tray. I've just asked my friends, hi, Chris. Happy New Year, Chris. I've just asked my friend's husband when he's got a chance to come and put my security light up on the garage. So if I have any more uninvited people walking up my drive, that the light will flash on. I mean, my next door neighbour is great. He leaves his outside lights on now all night long. Since, I told him about the intruder. Well, I showed him on the video. And so he leaves his outside lights on, but I don't know whether he'll continue to do that. So I bought myself, a security lamp that comes on when you walk near it. It's solar, so I don't need electric. But I need my friend's husband with his ladders and whatnot and a drill to put it up on the garage for me. But she did, and she said if I need anything to let her know, because, my niece obviously won't be taking me food shopping for a while. But it's all right. I don't rely on anybody. I don't depend on her, if you know what I mean. There's always online shopping. And my corner shop that isn't a corner is quite well stocked, you know, for bits and bats, bread and milk and stuff. I mean, they even do the lactose-free milk, which is great for me. So, you know, and I've got a freezer full of stuff. I mean, I know I've been eating out of it, but it's still quite full. So I need to get that down a bit, you know, because you can't keep things in forever in your fridge, can you? Your freezer. They've only got a certain life, you know, they're not there indefinitely. I've eaten most of the meat that I got from Berry Market, but I still got all the fish. Not eaten the fish yet. So I've still got plenty of fish. I sound like that dating, in that call that dating site. Plenty of fish or something. Oh, no, it's not a dating site. I'm just talking about what's in my freezer. I did that online dating when I was in my 50s. Oh my God. I never did find the handsome prince. All I got was a shed load of frogs. Yeah, was it a dating site? Plenty of fish, yeah. Right, that's the back done, but it's too small, so I've got to put more on the fronts. Well, I've got more frontage than I've got backish, so I've actually got quite a narrow back, so it's probably more beneficial for me to have bigger fronts than back, yeah. What have you got here, Janet? What are you doing? I've got a bit coming out of the bit here, and I've got a bit coming out of there. I can't use from the outside of a ball, it drives me mad. I got to say this one's a bit dearer, but you have to pay extra for the convenience. Piranhas, ooh. Well, they all have put photographs on that must have been either the son or them when they were about 20. And this old bald chap had turned up. I mean, you don't mind somebody being old and bald if they put a correct photo up. And you're expecting somebody old and bald, yeah? But when they put a photograph of themselves when they're 20 with a full head of hair, you're just not expecting this bald man to come walking round the corner. I've got nothing against bald men. My son's been bald since he was 24. And my ex was, not my ex-husband, he's still got plenty of hair, but my ex-boyfriend was bald. You know, doesn't bother me, the lack of hair. It's just if people should be truthful. You know, if they're bald, they're bald. Yeah, be truthful. If I was bald, I'd be truthful, although I'd probably wear a wig. But hey, I mean, I use that leave-in conditioner, and I actually look as though I've got some hair. It's great. I've always been frightened it would make your hair like sticky and weird. But I read this bump. I know you shouldn't read bump telling you how wonderful this stuff is. You shouldn't read it, should you? But I fell for it. And I'm glad I did, actually, because it's quite reasonable. It was a big tub as well. So when I was drying it at first, I thought, oh, I'm not going to like this because it was like stiff when I was drying it. And I thought, this is going to be strange. This is going to be weird. But once it dried and I brushed it, it was fine. But I actually look as though I've got a bit of hair. Woo! Maybe I should send some to Sheila. My coffee's going cold. I need to drink it before it goes. Hey bears, crochet critters, hello. And I've forgotten your first name, so I can't call you anything else. Hello. I'm sure somebody knows what your real name is. I've got a brain of a goldfish, I forget. Somebody said to me not long back, how do you remember everybody's names? And I said, well, because I've been talking to them for about 15 years. I kind of remember most of them. Oh, you're Brenda. Oh, I've forgotten by the time you come on again, Brenda. When I first came on, 15 years ago, whatever it was, 13 years ago, I used to have a piece of paper at the side of me, and as people told me their names, I used to write their names down because most people had what I call a handle, you know, like a name, yeah. And it wasn't the real name, you with me? So I used to write their names down. So when somebody come on, I used to go, hello. That's how I knew your names originally. I mean, now I do remember most people's names. And also it does help because a lot of people come on like you do, Nathan, Martin, Chris, with your proper names, if you're with me. So I can't go wrong then, can I? I've been at knit club now, well, one knit club for about over 12 months, and I've only just got everybody's name right. That's how bad I am, and I go every week, yeah. Some people are good at names, aren't they? I only had one lady when I had the shop, and every time she came in, she used to say, hello, Susan. And every time I used to say, oh, one of my staff would say, she's called Janet. Oh, yeah, right, okay. Next time she came in, hello, Susan. I stopped correcting her in the end. I felt like saying, yeah, it's me, it's Susan. She just insisted I was called Susan. Yeah. She must have thought I looked like a Susan, that's all. Yeah, she called me Susan, and she was a regular customer. I wouldn't have minded. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I've only counted because I've got to do the other front the same. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. That's not going to be enough. I am not 32-inch bust. 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Still doesn't look wide enough. It's got to be wider than half of the back. I can't remember how many I put on for the back. Tell you, brain of a goldfish. Every year I say I'm going to get a book and I'm going to write down everything in my book, what I do. And every year I don't do it. What did I get to? Was it 50? I think it was 50, wasn't it? Oh dear. 1, 2, 3. I think I got to 50. Let me have a go. 2, 4, 10, 12, 13, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34. It's 50, yeah. I think 50 might be enough. I got to 40, yeah. I've got to 50 now, so thanks for that, Connie. Yeah, I think 50, that's more than half. And I've got to put bands on it, and I can always put wide bands on it, yeah. I've had a project bag, one of those nice ones, project book, a nice one, you know, where you're supposed to write in what wool you've used and how many. What have I got now? Lipstick? Wouldn't be me, would it, if I haven't got something weird? It was one of those nice ones, you know, that you put what yarn you'd used, what needles and hooks you'd used and everything. I think I used it once, then I forgot all about it. I don't even know where the book is now. Tell you, if I had a brain, I'd be dangerous, yeah. I've got something there, haven't I? She says. Gets the mirror out. What have I got? This is how good I am I've still got the chocolate I got at Christmas. Still got that. No, it wasn't Christmas, was it? No, it was my birthday, I think, yeah. Still got it. That's how good I am. Blowing my own trumpet. Oh, hi, Nancy. I'm not concentrating. I didn't see you coming in. I was that busy counting my chains. I always say cast on, even though it's crocheting, because chain on sounds a bit weird, doesn't it? What do you say? Oh, if I had a brain cell, I'm more than dangerous, tell you. What do you call it when you're doing your first chain? Do you call it chain on or do you call it cast on? I say cast on even though I'm crocheting. If I only had the brain. It's all quiet on YouTube now. Everybody's finished the blog. You call it foundation chain. Well, I call it a chain, yeah, but I mean, when I say I'm doing it, I don't say I'm foundation chaining. I say I'm casting on. Yeah, everybody's finished the vlogmases now, and so there's not much on to watch, is there now? I mean, I've been watching those videos about that canal breach. I've been watching that. It's very upsetting, that, yeah. Bred in captivity. You've been at the crackers again, haven't you? We didn't pull our crackers. It just reminded me. We went to my niece's and there was crackers on the table and we never pulled them. They must be still there. No doubt she's put them away. She could keep them for next year, couldn't she? I know she said we'll pull the crackers when we come back in to have the pudding because we elected to wait while our dinner went down before we had our pudding. And then we ate our pudding in the lounge. We didn't go back in the dining room, so we never pulled the crackers. Ooh. I shall say to her, what happened to the crackers? Miley, she's too busy with her painkillers at the moment, isn't she, poor lass? So I don't think she's got Christmas crackers on her mind. Yeah. I got a new photograph of my other family that are down in London. I usually get one every Christmas. The kids grow up every year. I still think of them as being down here, and they're up here now. Teenagers now. I think I mentioned, didn't I, that my younger niece's daughter is taking up crochet and she's doing very well, which is quite good because my younger niece doesn't do anything like that. She doesn't knit or crochet. I did all the baby things for her when she was expecting. Well, both of her kids, yeah. I did all the baby things. Well, not all of them, but I did the cardigans, yeah. One thing I always have to look up, and I don't know whether you're the same, is when you have to do that funny foundation chain, that FDC, whatever it is. You know, the one way it's nice when you do it, but I can never remember how to do it. Doris Chan used to use it all the time. And it does make a nice stretchy cast on chain on, yeah. But every time it does not stay in my brain. Every time I have to YouTube it and watch it. But I tend not to. I tend to just do ordinary chain. And then I wonder why my things are tight at the bottom. I should use it all the time, really. Man, I remember doing a nice cast on. And in fact, when I'd done it and I told a lady which pattern I'd used, it was a book. So I wasn't like making this up myself. And she messaged me and she said, it doesn't tell me how many to chain on. And I went, no, because you're doing it one by one by one by one. It was like like a picot edge cast chain on, and I've never done. Well, no, in fact, I've never done it since, to be honest with you. And I should, because it was a really nice, beginning. And I've never worn that coat. I should do because it's bright. It was called parrot, the wool. Well, the colour of the wool was called parrot, so you can imagine what colour it is. And I've never really worn it because it's a big coat with a. You got a collar? Yeah, it's got a collar, and it's not warm enough. Well, it wasn't when I came here. It wasn't warm enough to wear in the colder weather, and it's too hot to wear in the summer. So it's there and it's never been worn, yeah. Oh, everything's different, isn't it? People use different terminologies. We've been through all this before. It doesn't matter which country you come from, they're all blooming different, aren't they? I got a new book. In fact, I'll do a video in the week with it. And it was like vintage type knitting. But when I looked through it, it isn't vintage type knitting. It's like interpretations of the vintage type knitting, because a lot of them were circular needles and top down. Now, in the 20s, 30s, 40s, that was unheard of. I mean, I think I've told you before, when I gave up my knitting shop, I couldn't even give my circular needles away. I offered them to another wool shop for free, and she didn't want them. She said, I can't sell them. So English knitting, it's really still not top down circular needles, yeah. It was, they finished up, you're going to cry when I tell you, a great big box finished up being thrown down the communal tip because nobody wanted them. I couldn't give them away. Nobody wanted them. So this book that I've got that says it's like knitting from the 20s, 30s, 40s, it's lying. Because nobody used circular needles back in the day. And definitely nobody knitted top down in the day. I once did a maternity jacket for a baby that was top down, but it was on straight needles, because it's only a little one, yeah. Yeah, crocheting is the worst one, Martin. And the thing is, Americans get quite stroppy because they say that they are right and we are wrong. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but Hey, I got 2 new ones, Enid. I was over thrilled. I got 2 new subscribers and I was thrilled to bits. And then Sheila said, I've got 14,000. And I'm like, oh, good for you. There's me thrilled to bits because I got 2 new ones. Oh, dear. You feel like going, yeah, 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 bully for you. I said, nobody loves me. I want to be an overnight sensation before I die, so can you tell all your friends? Oh, dear. My subscribers never go up, so every 2 I gain, I must lose 2. Either that or YouTube can't count. One or the other. Never mind. It's done in this wool. Different colour, obviously. It's done in Yarn Smith's Play Double Knit. I got it from Wool Warehouse. I think this was called Hike, yeah. And this one's called Shout? No, Sing. This one was called Sing, yeah. Yeah, she is a good laugh, but I just wish she wouldn't keep bragging about how many subscribers she's got. My gran knitted a skirt on a circular needle, and I think that's the only time they were ever used, really. So that would have been, but I mean, in the 20s, 30s, 40s, no, there was no such thing as a circular needle. They did them on sets of 4 or 5. You know, when you did a yoke of a neckline, you did them. Yeah, I don't mind the differences of crochet terminology. I just wish people in the United States wouldn't keep telling me that I'm wrong. Excuse me. We're not wrong. It's the way we've always done it, yeah. It annoys me when everybody thinks they're right. Or it's like, you know, how you hold your hook. Oh, you're holding it wrong. Oh, you're holding it wrong. No, you're holding it the way you want. I crochet one way. It doesn't mean to say that my way is right. I've got a knitting machine, Martin. I've been given one. It's a brilliant one. It's Silver Reed, which is the old knitmaster. And when I get it together, I will show you all on my video because I'm chuffed to bits with it. Because they cost, I mean, I was forced to get rid of mine when I moved here. And I wished I had not succumbed to pressure. Because I had every book, I had every accessory known to man, yeah. Yeah, well, we do call them all different, yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, actually, I think it was the French who started it off with crochet and knitting. They call it tricot. And they use the same terminology that we do in the UK, yeah. My Addy knitting machine doesn't like UK yarn. It's I think it was designed for, you know, like number 4 weight. The French did invent, or so I believe, although different people say that the fishermen invented crochet because they used to crochet the nets, didn't they? They made the nets. So I think if we're going to own our own, I think it's actually fishermen that invented crochet. The French call everything tricot. They call knitting and crochet. And I was watching a lady in Japan, and she said in Japan they don't have a separate word for crochet and for knitting. They don't have 2 separate words. They only use one. Because I watch a Japanese lady, and she's called Ame, A-M-E, with a flexion over it. And she says she's knitting, and she's not. She's crocheting, yeah. But somebody did pull her up, well, not pull her up about it, but somebody did query her. And she said, well, we don't have separate words in Japan. Oh, have you ever seen those Japanese books for crochet, though? Oh, they're all charts, and they're all absolutely fantastic, they are. But so difficult. I look at them and go, blinking what's it's are bad enough. What's she called? Drops. You ever tried a drops pattern? You'll have a migraine at the end of it. She's called Ame, I think. She's not called amigurumi, she's called Ame. She makes weird like handbags and things in fluffy wool, but she's Japanese, I think. She's called Ame, I think. Ame. A-M-E. Ame Life. That's her. Oops. Ame Life. She makes weird sort of handbags and handbags that look like poodles and strange things she makes. She just fascinates me though. But she calls everything knitting, and she's obviously crocheting, yeah. Quinoa. That amazes me why it's called quinoa. You would not look at that and say quinoa, would you? You'd say quinoa. A lot of words are like different, aren't they? Yeah. Oh gosh, the Japanese ones. Now, if you remember, those of you who remember Sue. Oh God, I didn't phone her again today. She could look at these Japanese things and sort them all out. Yeah. She was fabulous at things like that. I used to look at them and go, my dad used to do that when my son was little, just to annoy him. He used to say, "Oh, that's a coinky dinky." And my son used to say, "That's coincidence, Grandad." And he went, "No, coinky dinky." And he used to deliberately do it just to wind Arian up. Mm. Well, it's like canapes, isn't it? I mean, for years I called them canapes. I didn't know what they were. Yeah, I didn't know what canapes were. But they were canapé. They're just nibbly bits, aren't they? It's just a posh word for nibbly bits. Oh, the drops. Honestly, I have done a few, but they have charts for everything, like the lace patterns and the cables. But you wouldn't mind that so much. But they have pattern A, pattern B, pattern C, and then they'll say the first 30 stitches of the row is pattern A. Then and they're never the same length of repeats. You know, one pattern will have a 10-row repeat, another one will have a 15-row repeat, and you have a nightmare trying to keep them. Oh, the drops patterns. Like I said, I don't mind a chart if it gives it you like a chart, but not when it gives you a chart for 10 rows, a chart for 16 rows, a chart and you're trying to keep level that you're on row 2 on that stitch, you're on row 5 on that stitch, you have bits of paper everywhere with things written all over them. They're a nightmare. I think Shan did a drops one once. She was whatever. Yeah, crochet is a French word, isn't it? Same with tricot. Tricot is a French word. Don't get me going on Tunisian. Tunisian, if you're in America. Tunisian. It's not got E's in the middle of it. It's got an I. It's Tunisian. You don't go to Tunisia. You go to Tunisia. Oh, gets me down when they elongate the E. Yeah, this is Tunisian. No, it's not. I scream at the YouTube when they do that. Or they say Tunisia. Two. Like it's two. 1, 2. Yeah. And don't get me going on aluminum. Oh dear. No, it's Tunis. It's got an I in it. Tunisian. Tunis. There's actually a place in Tunisia called Tunis. It's not Tunis, it's Tunis. I don't know where they get the two E's from. There's no E's in it at all. Do, 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 do. Well, it's like macrame. People insist on calling it macrame. And I'm like, no. It's a French word. It's called macrame. It's not called macrame. The things get on your nerves when people pronounce them wrong. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, I did know that about it. I try not to think about it. Tell you what I don't like. There's a lot of people who say something instead of something. And they say something. And I'm like, no, you're not something. It's something. Well, cookies, we don't, well, we never used to have cookies. We have biscuits. But your biscuits are like our scones. Scones, whatever. People argue about that. And that's in England. Whether it's a scone or a scone. It depends where you come from. But I used to get visions of a cookie swimming in brown gravy. And it's like muffins. I mean, muffins here. Hello, Christina. Hello. Welcome, welcome, Critter Kid. Yes, something. Yeah. And how's my little man? Christina. He must be getting big now. Oh, dear. I say that I was the baby, and they say, oh, he's 12. You know? He's 10, is he? Yeah, see what I mean? I still think of him being a baby. It's like my niece's kids. I think of them as being little, and they're both teenagers. Well, one of them's a teenager. I think the other one's almost one, yeah. Yeah, Pacifically, instead of specifically, yeah. You keep muting what? Yeah, they grow up. I can't believe I'm the mother of a 56-year-old. I don't know where the time went with that. To me, he's still in his 30s, you know. I mean, I think my son's the same age as I think I am. 56. That's what I think I am, yeah. Well, mine's a bit that way. It's only you haven't heard mine tinkle, because mine tinkles. Well, you know, she comes out and has a look up and down. In fact, she stopped doing that, I think, because you know that she puts the lights on now, so she stopped coming to the front door and having a look up and down twice a night. Yeah. So yeah, seagulls set mine off when they scooped past, and I had to alter my parameters because it was going off every time a car went past the end of my drive. Yeah. It was a bit too wide, you know, the lens thing. I just wish I could move the camera over a bit because it looks at next door's garage, but it doesn't look at mine. I would be a lot more secure if I could actually see. I mean, if my son was here, he'd put me up a camera, but he hasn't, so, and I'm no good with anything technical. I don't know why I'm hungry. I had cauliflower cheese and I had a pudding afterwards, and I was like, why am I hungry? Thing with me is I only eat twice a day. So I get hungry at the wrong time of the day, if you know what I mean. I have a porridge or something in the morning, and then I don't eat again until about 7 o'clock at night, which is wrong. I should be eating more often. So then when it gets to this time of night now, I start being hungry, which is exactly the wrong time. Because when you've got a hiatus hernia, you shouldn't eat late at night because you get regurgitation. Never mind. Do, do, do. Do, do, do. I mean, tomorrow it's Sunday, he'll probably wash both his cars, my next door neighbour, tomorrow. He usually does on a Sunday. So that means my bell will be tinkle, tinkle, tinkle all day long. Tinkle, 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 tinkle. I'm supposed to do that. I'm supposed to eat every couple of hours just a little bit, and I don't. I only eat when I'm hungry. And it's the wrong way to be. I get told off about it every time I go to see my diabetes nurse. You shouldn't. She said, you're playing havoc with your blood sugars because you're crashing down and then you're booming up and then you're crashing down again. But I just can't eat if I'm not hungry. But now I'm hungry and I shouldn't be. I'm eating at the wrong time of day, aren't I? Well, I shouldn't. I shouldn't eat anything. I won't drink coffee usually, except on a Saturday when I have to stay awake. I don't drink coffee usually after I've had my dinner. I'll drink other things, but I won't drink coffee. Yeah. Yeah, macrame. Yeah. The E with a inflex on top of it is A. What do they call it? Circumflex? No, circumflex is the top hat, isn't it? E acute, yeah. Yeah, you're right there. It should be macrame. I call it macrame. I can't drink decaf. I've got to have a hit. I don't drink tea at all. I'm not a typical English person. I don't drink tea. The only tea I like is actually either a mint tea or a licorice tea. I can't drink. In fact, you can see on top of my cupboard, which way? That way. Top of my cupboard there, I've got these pods, and I don't like them. I don't like ground coffee. I don't know why I bought them. I've got boxes there, and I've still got the machine that somebody gave me, a friend gave me, and I don't like it. I need to give them away before they go out of date. It's not a Keurig, no, it's, oh God, I don't know what it is. It's just a coffee machine. It's not a Keurig. But I don't like ground coffee. It's too strong for me. So I don't know why. She gave it me when I moved here. Because I don't think she liked it either. I inherited it. I inherited it from somebody who didn't want it. Oh dear. I just use instant. Just plain like Nescafe instant is what I use. I don't like ground coffee. It tastes bitter to me. I don't even like Starbucks and things like that. And I can't have a latte or anything like that because I can't have the milk. I drink other things. I drink Vimto, I drink orange squash. I even drink OXO, if I'm in the mood for it. Coffee makes my mouth dry. We don't really have creamer much over here. It's not a normal thing, to buy here. Oh, my necklace. Look how big it is. Tickety, tickety, tickety. You know me and my statement necklaces. No, I looked for some creamer. Over here, and I can't find it anywhere. Nobody seems to have any creamer over here. All they sell is like Marvel, which is like powdered milk stuff. They sell that syrup stuff, but it's too sweet. Yeah. I don't like Marmite, no. I'm one that doesn't like Marmite. It makes me cringe. You either love it or you hate it, don't you? Well, I hate it, yeah. Did I make it? Yeah, I make this, yeah. It's my own design. I'm making a cardigan now. Oh, God, I've gone cold. What time is it? I'll put the heating on for half an hour. Oh, God, no, Martin. I'm not staying with you. No, I don't. I remember my son once, years ago, there was a song and it talked about Vegemite. And he wanted this Vegemite. And I went everywhere and bought this Vegemite for him. And he went, "Hey, it's Marmite." Yeah. Which one, this one or that one? I'm not a green person. I don't know why I picked this green, but I'm not really a green person. We used to get OXO and cream crackers when we've been to the swimming baths. I've got to put the heating on, I'm cold. Oh, I will if I can ever stand up. Yeah, I don't like green, but I've got, I can lift a leg up, green trousers on. Oh. The boiler's in the kitchen. One of these days I'll learn how to program it. Yeah, I've got my shawl, but it's green. Green and grey. Green and grey. Can't remember what wool that was. Can't remember. Nearly set my candle on fire then. Oh, I'm clashing. The greens clash. Oh, I could have got a drink while I was up, couldn't I? While I'm on my pins. Oh, I'm hungry. I don't care what it is, I'm hungry. Yeah, I forget how much I paid for this Vegemite because I had to order it especially from somewhere or other. And he took one bite of it and said, "Oh, I don't like it, it's Marmite." I said, "Yes, dear, it's Marmite. Could have told you that." But of course, mother is never right, is it? Oh, what can I eat? What can I eat? These crisps. Very bad for me, but crisps. What have you got in crisps? Oh. Oh. That wasn't a very nice view of me bending over, was it? Oh, you still got the clothes I made you for Cameron. God, that's going back a bit. Yeah, Australian, yeah. It was mentioned in a song once when somebody had a Vegemite sandwich. I think it was "I Come From the Land Down Under." No, if Dolly had been on, she'd have told me what that was. I come from the land down under. And they mentioned this Vegemite sandwich. And Harry decided he wanted some. Men at work, is that what it is? Yeah. I haven't seen Dolly for a bit. Where is she? Anybody seen Dolly? She sent me a message on YouTube. I did read it and I forgot what she said. Tell you, brain of a fish. That's what I'm eating. And yes, our bags are that small. 25 grams. Which is like a free sample to most people in the US. So what did you all do New Year's Eve? Did you celebrate it or did you not bother like I didn't? Yeah, there's nothing. Can you see? That's how many crisps are in the bottom of that bag. Hardly worth it, is it? So nobody went out partying on New Year's Eve then? I used to go to fancy dress parties. Many, many years ago. At the squash club. No longer there, it's pulled it down now. They're going to build some houses on it, I think. It was a nice place as well. Good squash courts. Not that I played, but the ex did. But like a lot of people, the management took over and got greedy. They took out the squash courts and they put more bedrooms in. Tried to turn it into you know, an overnight bed and breakfasty type place. Didn't work. Should have left it as a squash club. Because when it was a squash club, they had quite a good social clientele. They used to go in and buy drinks and that, even when they weren't playing squash. But when they tried to turn it into a hotel-y type of thing, of course, people stopped going. When I was married, we used to use it as our local pub, you know. We went to the sergeant's mess. Were you allowed in there? If you weren't a sergeant. What's the nappy then? I always thought that was the social club for the lower end, if you know what I mean. Not the hoi polloi. Did anybody watch The Last Homely House when she went to, oh God, what was it called? I've forgotten now. Oh, why has the name escaped me? Linda will remember. Through Lucy's Lens has been there as well. But I've never been. I've always wanted to go, but never been. Oh, I can't think what it's called. I'm thinking of it beginning with a B. Well, we couldn't make a worse one than what they made a hash of, could we? Tom Daly wearing some ridiculous outfit every week. It was a joke, wasn't it? And yet you daren't say on Facebook you didn't like it. My God, I got a right load of abuse. Because I said I didn't like it. I said, excuse me, but it's a free country. Am I allowed to say I don't like people? Something. Somebody called me a stereotypical old woman. Oh, it was awful, wasn't it? And yet everybody's liked it. And I'm like, what? Those judges wanted a slap. Condescending pair of whatnots. Ah, the naffy, yeah. That's what I'm thinking of. Why am I thinking of the last homely house? Where did she go? Beamish, that's right. That's where she went. I'm glad you told me. I don't have to look it up now. I've always wanted to go to Beamish. If you don't know what Beamish is, it's where they disassemble old houses, old things, and reassemble them in Beamish, so you can look at them as they were and as they would have been in the time scale. So if you watch The Last Homely House, Kate, she normally makes quilts and things. She went to Beamish with her daughter-in-law, yeah. I mean, the sewing bee, I thought they would make, I mean, they made some stupid, ridiculous garments that people wouldn't walk out in. Yeah, Beamish Museum, I've always wanted to go there, but never gone. Maybe one day. They do trips to Beamish, but I can't take my folding scooter because it's too heavy. The coach drivers complain that it's too heavy for them to lift. So I wouldn't be able to go because I couldn't walk around Beamish with my walker. I'd be knackered after the first street. Maybe if I get new hips, I'll be able to do a bit more. Now I've got crisps. Oh. I don't know what thicknesses are in American wool. Jane, you're better off asking somebody who's American. Well, he was the one that had the most skill, didn't he? I know you have a different opinion, but he was the one with the most skill. I only watched one programme and I could have told you he would have won. He was going to win before, and I only ever watched the first one. You knew none of the others had got a chance. I haven't looked, but I probably haven't. I enter it every week, and I always hope, but I always look Sunday morning and no. All I ever get is you have won a lucky dip. Or unlucky dip, as we call them. Because I would love to know if anybody's ever won the big money with a lucky dip. My numbers must be all around the ones that win. I'm always like one number out of the big winning. I remember one year I looked and all of the numbers, the whole of the row, I had either one number above or one number below, every single one of them. And I'm like, ah. You know, if it was 28, I had 27, you know. I thought, blimey. I have won now and again, but I think that they're the ones who are winning, you know, from what I spend. Yeah. I think you just always hope. It's like my dad with the pools, isn't it, you know? And he used to do that one. I don't know if you ever remember it, where you had to put a little cross where you thought the football was. You had to look at the goalkeeper going like that, and you had to put a cross. My dad did win on once on that. Oops, I've got my nose is running now. I've eaten the crisps. Oh, 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 dearie me. Has anybody answered you, Jane? Anybody answered Jane's query that's in America? Because I don't know what the thicknesses are. Jane wants to know if she's using the 3-ply granny squares, can she use 4-ply in the same project? Anybody in America? Can you tell her? I'm still trying to find out what the hell worsted wool is. Or as Sheila calls it, worsted. And sport weight, what the hell's sport weight? I wish everybody would get together under one banner and have the same thicknesses for everything. Because we don't have a 4 weight here. We have double knit, we have Aram, we don't have a 4. 4's in the middle of it. And what the heck sport weight is, I have no idea. It's closest to our spot the ball, yeah, that was it, yeah. That's the nearest one to it, but what on earth is like, we don't have the equivalent to the 4-ply. You know, like the red heart and all that. We don't have anything like that. Our own weight is thicker and our double knit is thinner. So I just wish somebody would get together and would all look alike, yeah. Yeah, you're telling me your thicknesses though, Jane, in America. Ours are completely different over here. We don't have something called lace weight. We have 2-ply, 3-ply, 4-ply, and it's nothing like your 2-ply, 3-ply, 4-ply. And then we have double knit, Aran and chunky, and super chunky, and that's it. We don't have all the fiddling, middling weights that you seem to have in America. That's what I say. I wish we'd all sing to the same in tune, yeah. It would be a lot easier. And I always have to look up when they say, use a G hook, use an H hook. And I'm thinking, what on earth is an H hook and a G hook? And so you've got to start Googling it all, yeah. My Addy knitting machine loves American yarn. Yeah, if I use my Addy machine in double knitting, it come out too small. The hat wouldn't fit a teenager. And yeah, if I use Aran, it's like it's too thick. So I don't know what to use with my Addy machine. Or whirly machine, as Leslie calls it. Not quite enough yarn, Leslie calls it her whirly machine. Yeah, I've got two. I've got the small one and the big one in the Addy. I believe the Centro, though, has got a few more needles on it than the Addy. So maybe that would have been all right with double it. But I'm not buying another machine. Esther, are you answering Jane with that? Tra la 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 la. I think I do more crochet when I talk to you than I do all week. I just have not been in the mood to crochet at all. I mean, normally, I can rattle something off, but I've just stopped. I just pick it up, do 2 rows and put it down again. At least my wool's not squeaking today. Last week it was squeaking, do you remember? But this one squeaked, this green, that squeaked. Tra la 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 la. So have you all been watching old movies and Christmas movies and that? I haven't. I've been listening to Miss Marple. Not that they're Agatha Christie stories, they're just ones that are made up using Miss Marple, but they're more interested in all the rubbish that's on the telly. I'm a celebrity, get me out of here, and Married at First Sight. Who the heck watches all that rubbish? Two more prisoners escape? No. I don't wonder. They don't look after, they don't. And then they keep letting out the wrong ones, don't they? Two more released, wrong released, and you're thinking, well, surely you know who you're releasing. Surely the paperwork must match up. You don't let them out when they're not supposed to be let out. Our prison system's gone to pot. I used to live in the middle of two. I used to live in the middle of Strangeways and Forest Bank. Right next door to Prestwich Hospital. A great place I lived. Mind you, we never had any trouble. I think there's more trouble since I've left than there is before I left. It's like everything else, isn't it? People with blooming knives and stuff, and oh God. And I've got a friend in America, she keeps saying, oh, you're so lucky living in England. I went, which part of England are you talking about? Obviously not the bit I live in. I think she's talking about Miss Marple on a little, sweet little village. She ain't talking about the towns. The dossers and the... Oh. I haven't watched any films this Christmas. Not one. I watched Love Actually when it first came out on the telly, but that's years and years ago. White Christmas, I must have watched that about 3 or 4 times in the past. But I get bored with films. I cannot sit still for 2 or 3 hours. I just can't. I think the last time I went to the cinema was about 20 odd years ago. I went to see The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And even then, I went to the toilet about 3 times because I was fed up. You watched A Christmas Story. Ah. The only thing I watched was Call the Midwife on the telly and Death in Paradise. Those are the only things I've watched this Christmas. Death in Paradise was strange. Wasn't up to its usual standard. Or I watched Beyond Paradise. And that wasn't good either. Seems like they're running out of ideas. Amelia. I watch Amora, but I haven't watched Amelia. What does Amelia do? Does she knit, crochet, or what does she do? Oh, my dad used to love Bing Crosby. No, I don't like anything like that, Martin. I think that's why I don't like movies these days. They're all too violent and sci-fi and whatever. I just don't like them. It's not been the same since Planet of the Apes, has it? Even that I didn't like that. Yeah, I like Call the Midwife. I do like that. Who is Amelia? Anybody know who Amelia is? That's the only thing I miss Sky Telly for. There used to be a channel that used to do all the old black and white films, like. But there is Talking Pictures. They do the old movies on there. TPTV, Talking Pictures TV. You don't have to have Sky for that. Yeah, I miss on Sky. I used to watch the History Channel, and I used to watch the Geographical Channel. Yeah, I watch Talking Pictures. I watch it every Sunday. When they do that, they talk about old biscuits and old films and all sorts of things. It's, what's he called? Oh, I can't remember his name. I watch it every Sunday at 5 o'clock. I was never into cowboys. My ex used to watch John Wayne movies and that. The only one I liked was Rio Bravo, and that was all because Ricky Nelson was in it, and I had a bit of a crush on him when I was a teenager. Bit of a crush on Ricky Nelson, yeah. Yeah, I watched Rio Bravo about 6 times, I think. My son used to like the Clint Eastwood ones. You know, da 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 da. Yeah, I used to watch the History Channel and the Geographical Channel. That's the only ones I miss out of Sky. And I never had the movies, and I never had the Disney Channel because I never watched them anyway. There used to be a free movie channel, but it was always old as the hills, and they used to repeat them, repeat them, repeat them. But I used to watch what was on show on the movie channels, and I used to think, I'm not paying the extra for that, a lot of crap, because it used to be the same ones over and over and over again. And you think, well, when you've watched it once, you don't want to keep watching it, do you? You'd have the same film on for weeks on end. And once you'd watched it once, that was it, wasn't it? You know, you didn't want to watch it again. And I never had the sports channel because I only ever had Sky after my ex had left. My son wasn't interested in the Sky Sports, so we never had that. I just had the basic Sky, that's all. And that was, well, it used to be 40 odd a month, even for that. And then it went up to I don't know how much. I said, oh, forget that. I'm not paying about 80 quid. My friend pays about 120 a month. And I said, you're always asleep. What do you pay that for? She said, oh, my granddaughter likes to watch Disney. I said, your granddaughter comes up 3 times a year. You're paying that £120 a month just for when your daughter and your granddaughter comes up. Mad. Stick her on the iPad. Am I a cruel mother? Well, I'm not a grandma, so I don't know. Oh, she does her own thing. She wants to keep paying it. But she never watches it. I don't know. She watches things to go to sleep. Then her television's twittering away there in the bedroom and she's fast asleep. And I said, I don't know what you bother for. I once had a boyfriend that, oh, he had a telly in the bedroom. And you know when it goes off and you have that white noise going like static? I used to get up and turn it off, and he said, he used to wake up, turn it back on. I said, I can't sleep with that racket going on. And he couldn't sleep without it. The romance didn't last long. That's all I can say. I couldn't cope with that. When he came to mine, he used to say, Oh, I'll have to go home. You've got no telly up in the bedroom. I thought, oh, for God's sake. So I'll sleep downstairs then. I've never had a telly in my bedroom. Because my son said when I moved in with them, when I first come to Fleetwood, do you want a telly in the bedroom? I went, no. What do I want one of them for? I said, I go to bed to sleep. I don't go to bed to watch telly. If I can't sleep, I put YouTube on my little Fire, Kindle Fire, or I read a book. I don't want to watch telly. I fall asleep to more things on the telly than I watch. I'm forever waking up. Yeah, I very, very rarely watch the telly at all. I just watch YouTube. Because I've got Freeview and that, you know. I'm always waking up about 2 in the morning, fast asleep in my recliner. The other day it was 4 o'clock when I woke up. Fast asleep. I'm more comfy in my recliner than I am in bed. Oh dear. I should just give up and sleep in the recliner. Never bother with the bedroom. I could turn it into a craft room. Or a walk-in wardrobe. I've got that many clothes. I can hardly get in my bedroom for clothes. That's why I will never show you in my bedroom on YouTube. You'd be going, how many sweaters has she got? How many cardigans has she got on them rails? I put a little video up on my Facebook, and it's all these ladies of a certain age, about 80 something, and they all get really dressed up. You know, they live in America. And somebody put on, they're all weird. I thought, well, that must mean I'm weird as well. I love to get dressed up. I am miserable in my PJs. Or slopping about in a pair of jogging bottoms. It's just the way I am, I guess. Oh, I love being weird. Somebody called me normal, I'd be very insulted. I'm a bit of colour in other people's lives. I love it when people say to me, oh, we love what you're wearing. One guy stopped me outside of Marks and Spencer's in the summer. And he said, you're a treat to sore eyes, he said. He said, you're a bright flower in a sea of grey. I thought, yeah. Yes, I do, Martin, yes. I don't have one of them, though. What would mine be? Tallulah. Tallulah weirds a lot. Well, my alter ego is Urban Gypsy Crochet. Yeah. Not because I am a Romany gypsy, but because I used to train with a group of belly dancers called the Urban Gypsies. In fact, they were once on the telly. I think they were on Britain's Got Talent once. But I had to give up the belly dancing because of my back, yeah. I took it up to help me back, and it did for a while, but when my back went really, really bad, I had to give it up. I couldn't shake my back about. It's very, very good to keep you supple, actually, belly dancing. I got told off once for calling myself Urban Gypsy Crochet. This woman said, "You're not a true Romany. Only a true Romany can call themselves a gypsy." I thought, well, go away. People get so het under the collar, don't they? It's an insult, she said, to gypsies. You're calling yourself that. I thought, oh, go away. If you think you're bothering me, you're not. What they say, sticks and stones will hurt my bones, but words will never hurt me. Oh, God, normal's boring. Yeah, somebody put on the comments, I like being invisible. And I thought, well, if you want to be invisible, then fair dues. Well, I'd said grey is boring and grey. One stylist said, she said, beige is when you're dead. Beige is for when you're dead. I think it was something like Zandra Rhodes had said that. But some woman had put on, I like being invisible. And I thought, well, suit yourself, love. I'd be horrified. Once you get older, you get invisible anyway. So now is your chance to be weird and wonderful when you get old, because you're probably too scared to do it when you're younger. But when you get older, people say, oh, she's just a dotty old woman. You can get away with murder, yeah. Yeah, beige is dead, yeah. It is, isn't it? I always think women who've gone grey should never wear grey, because you're grey, more grey, and it makes your face look grey. When you're young, with plenty of colour in your face, and you've got dark hair, red hair, you can wear grey. It looks okay. But once you get older, grey is out. So is beige. Oh. I once watched a YouTube, what you shouldn't wear when you get over 50. And the styles. I thought, over 50, you look like you're over 90. She was trying to say you've got to be classic when you get to be 50. I thought, I'll stick that for a tail. Give me a gypsy skirt with lace round it. Give me bright red, give me green. I mean, yesterday I was purple, wasn't I? Purple velvet. Purple velvet trousers and a purple velvet top with a purple shawl. Today I've got the wrong colour green shawl on, but never mind. It's half of the fun of the day is opening the wardrobe and deciding what I'm going to put on. I think about it, and then I think, what goes with that? What goes with that? Can I put that with that? Oh, that with that. And it's part of my my daily routine is deciding what I'm going to wear. I don't go anywhere. Nobody's looking at me. I dress for myself. I don't dress to impress anybody else. I don't wear this and the necklace just because I'm on here. I would wear it anyway if I wasn't going anywhere. And I've dribbled my dinner down my necklace. I've got gravy down my necklace. No, it's not gravy because I didn't have gravy. It must be cheese sauce. I'm such a scruffy woman. Yeah, I love black because you can dress it up. I don't like black with black, wearing it all black, like my friend wears. She was a goth when she was younger, and she's still in the goth frame of mind with wearing black. But I like black to dress it up with colour. You know, I've got like these bright coloured things. Now that I wouldn't wear with black. I would wear that with purple. Yeah. Because it's got purple in it. Yeah. I love to coordinate. Because it's bugging me now that this is the wrong shade of green. It's really bugging me. I'm going to turn the heating off in a minute. I've had it on for half an hour. It's terrible when you have to keep your eye on how long you've had the heating on, isn't it? When I'm in the lounge, I have my heated throw on. That's lovely and warm. And it doesn't cost much to run it either. If you're on a budget and you're cold, get a heated throw. It costs pennies to run. And it's so warm and cosy. That's probably why I fall asleep on the chair. Oh, heating's so expensive, yeah. I mean, I've been in. Excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat. I've been in all over Christmas and New Year, and it's really whopped up my bill. I mean, normally I go out, yeah. When I go to the library, of course, the heating's on in the library. When I go to the church knitting club, the heating's on there. So, you know, if I'm out and about, I don't have to have the heating on. But because I've been in since more or less all the time, since before Christmas. Because if you remember, it's, you know, I've had the trouble with my hips and that all over the Christmas and New Year. So I've felt the cold even worse than usual. Yeah. Oh, the Red Dwarf. My son used to watch Red Dwarf, and he used to watch Monty Python. He's not the Messiah. He's just a naughty little boy. My son could do all the little voices from Monty Python. He was great at it. We had it on our answering machine. Oh dear, I've got a cough now. My next door must have gone to bed. They've got the outside lights on. But notice that she's not been out looking up and down the street. Yeah, Monty Python. My son did our answering machine. Nobody ever left us a message. All we get was a load of laughing. He used to say, "You've done it again, you stupid person. You've rung again when we're not in." He used to say, "Leave your name and your number and your bank account details. And if you're not too boring, we might give you a call back." We never got any messages, especially if it was a spam call. They never left us any messages. All we'd hear was a load of laughing at the other end. Put my blanket on, my legs are cold. Oh. Yeah, that Craig's still looking about that was on Red Dwarf, isn't he? Is he on Coronation Street now or something? He used to be in some soap, didn't he, or other? And that other one where, yeah, Craig Charles. And that other one where, oh God, what's he called now? He does all these antique type programs now, doesn't he? So he's done quite well out of it. He's only tiny, isn't he, as well? I'm terrible with names, as you probably gathered. Can't remember anybody's name. Tony, not Tony Richards, Tony, something or other. Yeah, he does historical programs now. He was in that other program, not Red Dwarf. Baldrick. Blackadder, that was it. Tony Robinson, yeah, Blackadder. We used to watch that. My son used to watch Red Dwarf. I didn't. I more or less watched the other one, Blackadder. And Monty Python. I always watched Monty Python. Da 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 da. And they had that new piano player that always got squashed by the big foot. Yeah. Oh, I don't remember that one, Enid. He was in Corrie, was he? Yeah, I knew he was in something. Right, see you later, Chris. I'll probably have gone when you come back, unless you're back. The two Ronnies, that was the Phantom Raspberry Blower. Do you remember that in the two Ronnies? Yeah, the four candles. They were funny. I like Ronnie Barker in everything he did. I liked him in Porridge. I liked him in Open All Hours. He was very good, very comedic. Oh dear. The Coca-Cola's giving me the burps. Made Barry and him every day. I don't know what I'm going to crochet next. Maybe that brown. But I don't know. I don't know whether I'm in the mood for crocheting brown. Oh, the young ones, yeah. I didn't like that. My son used to love that, but I couldn't watch it. I suppose it depends on your sense of humour. What some people find funny, other people don't find funny at all, yeah. I mean, I used to watch every Saturday Rowan and Martin's Laughing. I mean, Goldie Hawn was on there, and Ruth Buzzy and all these. And everybody's going, well, I never watched that. Yeah, Blackadder. I used to watch that. No, I never liked Bottom either. I didn't like Rick Mayall when he was in The Young Ones or Bottom. It's just a matter of taste, really, I suppose. You either find it funny or you don't, you? But comedy things that's on now, I can't find them funny at all. I think that people are too afraid of upsetting people, aren't they? It's all this PC rubbish, you know. The Thin Blue Line, yeah, I did used to watch that a bit. That was Rowan Thingy, wasn't it? But like now, all people just, I don't know. A lot of the comedians today I don't find funny either. Like I said, they're too afraid. They're too afraid of being sexist. They're too afraid of being racist. They're too afraid of anything. But they're not funny anymore. No, I didn't know that. I've never really followed him. Wasn't that keen. It's like years ago, my brother used to fall about laughing with the Goon Show. And half of the time I didn't find that funny. Neddy Seagoon. No, I wasn't fond of Mr. Bean either. I didn't like a lot of things. I mean, I couldn't stand Benny Hill. Oh, Charlie Drake. Oh, no, couldn't stand him. And that other one, what was he called? Freddie Starr. Couldn't stand him either. And don't talk to me about Burning Manning. I couldn't stick him either. Oh, Benny Hill was horrible. Chasing after them women going, like a dirty old man. Tommy Cooper, I didn't like him either. I Being Served was funny, yeah. Oh, no, I can't stand him. Nathan, I cannot abide him. He's vulgar and disgusting. I don't find him funny at all. Yeah, Are You Being Served? That was nice, funny. Yeah, Dad's Army, they were all good programs. Ain't Half Hot Mum, things like that. I'm not surprised. Yeah, yeah. Don't tell him your name, Pike. Uncle Arthur. I just don't get his humour at all, Nathan. I just don't. He's just rude and crude and disgusting. And I can't understand why people find him funny. Yeah, keeping up appearances, things like that. There's no good series like them anymore. Oh, hello, Lydia. Happy New Year. You just about made it. Alf Garnett was funnier than, I mean, he was very sort of politically whatnot and racist, Alf Garnett, but at least you knew what he was. It was more of a sitcom, wasn't it, really, Alf Garnett, than a comedian. I think that's what's missing in the TV programs these days, a good sitcom. I mean, there aren't any now, are there? Hello, Lydia. Happy New Year. I mean, are there any good sitcoms these days? Because I can't think of any. Christine's got to go again. She must have touched her cystitis. Mine is the other day. Blow me neck. I went to the shop, and it's only like a block away. And I was freezing when I came in. And all I did after that was go to the loo. And I said to my friend, but Linda on here, I said, how can you go 4 times when you haven't drunk 4 pints? You know what I mean? I just couldn't stop going. I must have got a cold bladder going out. But I've been all right since, so I didn't get cystitis or anything. It's been all right. Every time I sat down, I thought, oh no, I've got a wee again. My ex-husband didn't drink much. He would have a drink, but 2 pints was his limit. But oh my God, if he had 2 pints, he'd be up and down, up and down, up and down all bloody night. I said to him, you had 2 pints, you must have weed about a gallon. No, he was never much of a drinker. I'm glad about that, really. I don't think I could have been married to a drunk. 2 pints, he was fine. 3 pints, gone. Completely and utterly drunk on 3 pints, he was. And I used to say, 2 pints is your limit. Why do you have the third? Well, I've got a couple. And they seem to spend all their life in a pub. Every time we've been in the pub, they go on holiday, they're in the pub. You know, did you see this, that, and the other when you went to so and so? No, they were in the pub. I thought, what's the point? You might as well just go to a different pub in your locality. Why spend money going on holiday just to go in a pub? Yeah, the cold. If I get my bladder gets cold, that's me gone. I only walked to the shop. Yeah, my ex-husband couldn't drink. I was glad, really, in a way, that he didn't drink. I wouldn't have liked a drunk. You know, he didn't spend his life, at least when we went on holiday, he didn't go in the pub all the time, you know. You know, when we went on holiday, we used to go sightseeing and see different places, which is what I thought the point of a holiday was. You know, to go and visit different places, not to just go in the pub. Getting legless every night. It's never appealed to me, that. When I was younger, I liked that feeling where you're a bit tiddly, you know, when you're having a good time and you get a bit tipsy. But I don't like to I've only done it on a few occasions, been drunk. Don't like it. I mean, some of the young ones today, they don't think as though they've had a good time unless they've been legless and they can't remember what they've done. No, I can't understand it. They go on holiday and all you get is Facebook pictures of them in this pub, that pub, the other pub. You know, it's not like other people when they go on holiday, they're like, we went here for the day, we went there for the day. We saw this steam engine, went on a boat, we went to see the seals, you know, we did this. Not them. Every other picture, they're in a pub. And I'm like, what's the point of that? I mean, that's probably one reason why I don't go on holiday. I mean, A, it's money, but B, is I cannot do what I want to do anymore because if I went on holiday, I might just be stuck in the hotel because I can't walk about like I used to, you know. So, you know, if I went on a coach trip from the hotel, when I got where I was going, I wouldn't be able to walk about or do anything. So, you know, to me, the enjoyment's gone out of the holiday. You know, I'd be more or less stuck in the hotel 9/10 of the time. So that wouldn't be interesting to me if you're with me. You know, when we went on holiday, we had the car, obviously, so we would go. You know, when we went down to Devon and Cornwall, we'd be all over the place looking at things and, you know, visiting different places. And we'd spend some time on the beach, of course, if we had my son with us when he was younger, because he wanted to go and make sand pies, you know, but even then he got a bit bored of that. We'd spend a few days on the beach in between, you know, but not every day. Because we went to Bucklands once and none of us liked it, not even my son. He was only little and he didn't like it. You know, one day going around the amusements and you've had enough, haven't you? And that club thing for kids, my son didn't like it. I'm not going there. I don't want to go there. The only reason I go abroad, or used to go abroad, is the weather. I do like the sun on my bones. You know, all my ailments disappear. You know, all my arthritis is much better when I go out in the warmth. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing nicer than the UK if the weather's nice, but you can't guarantee it anymore. I mean, since I've moved here, we've not had one nice summer, really. We've had days. And people are like, oh, it must be lovely to live by the sea. And I'm like, no, it's not. I'd rather be back in Manchester. I'm a townie, I've decided. I'm a city girl. There's not enough going on for me here. I'd probably view things a lot different if I had a car. Yeah. I can remember not many years ago, they kept telling us we were heading for this global warming and we were all going to get frizzled up because we'd used all these aerosols and blown a hole in the ozone layer and we're all going to get burnt to death. And what happened? I think we're going towards the ice age now. Their prediction didn't work, did it? Oh, God, Devon and Cornwall are lovely if the weather's nice. But there's nothing worse than St Ives in the rain. They only cater for the sunshine. They don't cater for anything. There's no, I think they've got one amusement arcade in St Ives, and there's no cinemas or anything like that. If it's pouring down with rain, you've got nothing to do. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love St Ives, and I've had some fantastic holidays there. But luckily, I've always had nice weather when I've been there. I used to love it for its like hippie community. It's probably all changed now. But they used to have lots of artists because the light is brilliant down in St Ives for painters, yeah. And there used to be lots of artists and little shops that sold handmade potteries and handmade things and all sorts. It used to be brilliant. But yeah, I've looked at videos on YouTube and now it's just a crowded mess. I think I went to St Ives when it was. I've only been once to the Isle of Man, and we only went for the day. The Isle of Wight was nice, but we only went there for the day. We went across on the hovercraft to the Isle of Wight. That was an experience. Really noisy. You couldn't hear yourself think. The noise it makes when it sets off, it's like, whee! But we went across to the Isle of Wight in about 5 minutes flat, you know. It would have took hours if we would have gone on the boat, yeah. We always said we'd go back to the Isle of Wight for a holiday, but we never did. Jersey's nice as well. We went to Jersey. We've been past Stonehenge. I didn't actually get out the car and visit it. We just went back. Well, there used to be two villages that used to get flooded all the time in Cornwall, didn't there? I can't think what they were called. There were two little villages and they always got flooded. Well, it's the same in a lot of places now. The council does not do the drains anymore. I mean, at one time, there was always like things going up and down your street, weren't there, with the sucker thing down the drains. Now, you never see one of them. And every time it rains really hard, the drains are always blocked up with leaves. Because they don't clear them out. I mean, my ex-husband used to go out with a power hose and down the drain every now and again. Blast it down. Blast all the gubbages down. He had a big hook thing and he used to hook all the leaves and stuff out of it. Put them in the bin. You know, the green bin for the garden waste. Put it all in the bin there. And then he used to jet wash down the thing here. Because the council never came and did it. So our bit of our drain used to work. We used to go down our drain. The rest of them down further down. They didn't do theirs. Not my fault because we were at the top of the hill. We did our bit. If we didn't, my driveway used to flood. I used to be out there. They used to laugh at me. I was out there with my brush and my sou'wester and brushing it all down the drain so my garage wouldn't flood. I didn't tell that to the people who bought my house, that you need a sou'wester and Wellingtons when it rains hard. You don't tell them the joy bits, do you, when you're selling a house? The only problem with using things that have got big, long, stripy patterns is that the fronts don't match each other and they don't match the back, because obviously I didn't realise when I bought this it had such long colour changes. You know, that's why you get the striping effect. And I've got two more colours to use up. They're both really bright colours and they look alike. Oh, excuse me, I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I might make a Granny Takes a Trip with one of them. You know, do the centres of the granny squares in the multicolour, then do black around the outside. Because my Granny Takes a Trip is far too big for me now because I've lost so much weight. It doesn't look nice, it just hangs on me. Oh, you're lucky that they came, the waterboard. We used to have to do our own. Who's sending me messages? Somebody reacted to my picture. What have I got here now? I'm not a Virgo, so I don't want to know what my stars are. Why does somebody think I want to know? All right, yeah. Because I haven't looked at it because I don't want it twittering at me while I'll look at it later. No, the only thing I've got here that annoys the hell out of me is a lamppost right at the edge of my drive. And when anybody's trying to reverse out from my drive, it's in the blooming way. I mean, thankfully, it doesn't bother me because I've only got my scooter. But every time my niece comes, she swears at the lamppost. Well, for those of you who came on later, my niece sent me a message. She's broken her foot, broken her ankle. She slipped while she was on holiday in Bath. Slipped and broke her ankle. So I won't be seeing her for a few weeks. Not that I rely on her. I can do online shopping because I'm sick of Aldi. That's the only choice I've got around here. Well, she slipped on something when she was in. I mean, it wasn't ice, but I don't know what she slipped on. But that's why I want to get a jet washer, because I've got that green mossy stuff growing on my paving stones in the back garden. I don't want to be stepping on that when it's wet and breaking any bones at my time of life. You don't heal up the same as you get older. And one of my school friends, his wife fell in the bathroom and broke her hip. No, it was always by my garage. It was the drain. We used to have to clear out the drain because, obviously nobody ever came to do the drains anymore like they used to in the good old days. I mean, we lived there for about 20 odd years and never had a problem. Then as soon as the council stopped coming and doing the drains, hey presto, flooded drive, flooded garage. Luckily, I had a light over the garage door back then, so even when it was dark, I used to be out there with me sou'wester and my wellies on. I did leave on my Wellingtons, actually, when I left the house. But she complained I'd left some rubbish behind. I thought, little do you know, lovey, you're going to need that big brush on the wellies. Don't be too quick to throw them away. They're the bits when you're selling a house that you don't tell them about. At least the neighbour who used to play the, what was it, not a trumpet, what was it? It was like a trumpet anyway. He'd moved out, luckily, before we sold the house. The one who used to play about 3 and 4 in the morning. Cornet, that's what it was. He used to play the cornet about 3 in the morning. You'd have loved him, Linda, because he used to sing Bing Crosby songs at 3 in the morning. He used to put on High Society. Have you heard about the Blanche? She got run down by an avalanche. It's not funny when you have to get up for work. He had a good voice, I've got to admit it, he did, but when he came in drunk at 3 in the morning, it wasn't funny. I was glad when he moved out. I've had some doozy neighbours. Luckily, Colin next door never hear a peep out of him. I was dreading having neighbours with loud tellies and that. But I never hear a peep out of Colin. He's as quiet as a moose. I did hear him today because he actually startled me because he was cleaning his windows. So he came like right up to my bay window with his ladder. And I went, ah. Anyway, I went to the window and went, sorry, it's only me. It was just a noise that, well, I won't say it frightened me, it startled me, I should say. He was dragging metal ladders across his paving. I should have said to him, keep going, Colin, and clean my windows while you're at it. But I did say that to my neighbour the other side when he was cleaning his windows. I said, he can do mine if you'd like. And he went, ah. He didn't. If you don't ask, you don't get, do you? He might have just took me up on that. He's got a jet wash. It's no good asking him to do my backyard because he wouldn't. Once I get my outside tap and once I get saved up, no moonbeams and mayhem for a while. I've got to be good for a while. Man, I haven't worn my new dresses yet. It's been a bit cold, hasn't it, for wearing my new dresses. But as soon as the spring comes, I shall be having them on. Carnival. Anybody know? Anybody any ideas? Oh, it's the witching hour. Time to go to beddy bows. I might make a video tomorrow. I might show you that knitting book I got. The one that says it's from the 20s, 30s and 40s. The one that's on circular needles. Which it would not have been. But I'll probably have the same outfit on as I've got on today. So you have to put up with that. I might be a devil and change my necklace. I wonder if Shad would have liked this one. He's the one who likes my necklaces, isn't he? Yeah, I might do it. I might show you the book. It's a nice book, actually. I like fashion books. It's got all the pictures on it of, well, drawings and that of like the fashions from the 20s and the 30s, yeah. Oh, it's a cardigan. I've done the back. It's the same wool as I'm wearing the sweater, but obviously a different colour. I've got two more colours, but they're very, very bright colours, like carnival kind of colours. So I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet. I might do Granny Takes a Trip with one of them. Might do. I usually use the boho spirit to do the middles of the circles. But I might do that. Because the one I've got, the Granny Takes a Trip, is too big. Too big. I won't part with it, but it's too big. It just sits there while I look at it. Yeah, I'm off to bed, Bose, now. Off to bed she goes. Put me cooking. I do that, and then I curse because when I pull it out, I pull the stitch. So I shouldn't do that, should I? Should not do that. I bought them today. It's another one that's all air and no sweeties. Look at that. You could put it in a half-size bag, couldn't you? I put it in a bag that big to make you think you're getting a bag full. You're only getting a half a bag full. Werther's original butter candy. Not even a quarter, I don't think, then. Per 100 grams, there's not 100 grams. Oh, yeah, there is. 110 grams. The 10 grams is probably the packet. 100 grams, what's that, about 2 ounces or something? An ounce is 28 grams. There's about 4 ounces in there. They must weigh heavy. Remember, we used to go into the shops for a quarter of toffees, 2 ounces of toffees, quarter of toffees. You probably never did in America, but we did. We were in pounds and ounces in those days. You went in for half an ounce, 2 ounces, or if you were very rich, you went in for a quarter of sweets. That wasn't very often. Not very often I had the money for a quarter of sweets. Anyway, thank you all for your company tonight, and I wish you all a happy new year. And I hope your new year's not started like my poor niece with a broken ankle. So, yeah. Oh, thank you, Martin. Thank you. So good night, everybody. And I don't know whether Jill's doing a live stream this week. It's not come on me. Notifications. She may be. Usually she follows me with a live stream, doesn't she? So when you leave me, you can usually go and find Jill. Yeah. So happy new year, everybody. And I might catch you tomorrow if I do a book review thing. Okay. Bye now.